Like, oh yeah. Welcome back to another episode. This is the 87th episode of your favorite nerdy podcast where we talk about everything pop culture, but especially comic books, movies, and anime. That podcast being Comic X.
Weeba! Ha! Ha! Ha!
I'm your co-host, James, aka Comics for Cheap, aka hashtag Send It to James, aka Oh yeah. I got my co-host here with me.
It's your boy Chris, aka come on, Dino, hit him with the music. Love it. Black Santa, aka y'all talking about young boy, we talking about dumb boy, aka super cold. What? Water. Sponsored by nobody. We still don't got no sponsors. I'm telling y'all, it's coming though. Sooner than later, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But right now, we are unsullied since 2021.
That's right. Hit that like button for us. Whether you're live or on the replay, smash it, mash it. You know, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us, talking shit. We, have lots of fun every week, Tuesday, 9 p.m. And yeah, we got a lot to jump into. We're just gonna jump into sports like we usually do to kick it off. So, Chris, go ahead and kick it off for us.
All right, man. You know, it's crazy. There's so many things to talk about, man. But you know what? Let's start the nicest thing to talk about. Let's talk about how all these coaches being fired. I mean, Bucks fired their coach. Mike got fired. Suns fired their coach, Monty Williams, which is kind of BS. But the latest one was after the big collapse of the league's MVP, Joel Embiid, and the beard, James Harden. Doc Rivers was.
Yo, hold on. Did you see what Stephen A. Smith said about James Harden?
He said he should shave his beard, right?
So he wouldn't be recognized because he played so terribly. Yo,
Stephen A.
Smith is a
James
fool,
Harden shaved his beard. People would be like, "Oh my God, that ain't James Harden." Like he looks so weird without his beard. And I know it's been so long. #bars. I know it's been so long since y'all see that. It's been a very long time. But y'all look back to James without his beard, you'll be like, damn, bro, that ain't the same dude, man. That ain't James Harden. But, bro, Doc Rivers, like, think about this. Joel Embiid won MVP. He didn't deserve it, in my opinion. Jokic should have won MVP from the Denver Nuggets. But because, Jokic was better than him in every aspect outside of points. Like, Jokic played more games. He had more rebounds. He had more assists. He was honestly the better player. All Embiid had was points. So, in my opinion, Embiid shouldn't have been MVP. It should have been Jokic. But they didn't want to give him to him because they already won it 2 times in a row. And even though they say it doesn't play a factor, it does. Jokic hasn't won anything in the playoffs, so they was putting that against him. And, even though Embiid haven't won nothing either. They just wanted to give it to somebody else. They don't like giving it to the same guy over and over and over. Because honest to God, Michael probably should have won MVP every year. But anyway, just keep this in mind. Embiid, from a player who won MVP and went to the playoffs, Embiid has the worst drop-off from any player to ever do that. Like, he didn't. He was bad. And I know he's getting an excuse of, well, he was hurt. Okay. And James Harden did give you 2 good games. He won 2 games for you. But outside of that, James Harden was James Harden. And the last 3 games, James Harden averaged 11 points. That ain't going to help you win games.
Nope.
Okay. He just wasn't there. He does what he does. He doesn't show up in the playoffs. He gave you a couple of games when the pressure wasn't really on, but when the pressure got up, he kind of disappears. It is what it is.
You think he does that on purpose? Because I feel like it's every year it's the same shit with James Harden. You think it's on purpose?
It is the same stuff with James. But right now he still plays a lot of power because it was interesting. And I want to say one thing about Embiid before we get to Doc. Embiid had the nerve to say after they lost, he blamed his teammates, really talking about well, me and Harden can't win it on our own. Other guys got to step up. In that exact game that after they lost, 2 other guys had more points than him and Harden. Maxey had more, and Tobias Harris, who was a bum, had more points than him too. So it's like, bro,
I love when you say these players.
I'm sorry, I had to say it because Tobias Harris, he gets no. I don't know if he got some power up in the Philadelphia writers or something, because this dude don't be doing nothing, but yet no one says anything about how bad his game is. This dude gave you like 14 points this whole season average. He averaged 14 points, which for an average player, that's not necessarily bad. Definitely, but when you're supposed to be the 3rd best player on the team and they're paying you a giant amount of money, like he got a max deal, and you only give me 14 points in a game, what? Hell no, you got to be doing more than this. Like, we paying you too much and you can't give me nothing. But hey, he gave you 19 points in the final game. That's nice, right?
Yeah, I guess.
But how he gonna talk all that trash and other guys outscored you in that game, but you talking about you and Harden Cam anyway? Even with all that said,
he never should have trash talked his own teammates though. I was saying he never should have trash talked his own teammates. If you the MVP, we've talked about this before. If you get the most attention when you're doing good, you're also going to get the most attention when you're doing bad. Yep. And so, you know what I mean? So you gotta shoulder that. You can't be being like, oh, well, everybody else needs to step up too. Like, no, you the MVP, son. You need to step up.
Bam. MVP. That means you got to be the best player in the league this year. You got to
the most valuable in the league. Yeah. So step the fuck up.
Step up. What you doing, bro? Don't start talking about they need to step up. You need to step up, and that's all you
MVP.
That's right. Don't say anything else about anybody else. It's simple. Ooh. I ain't get it done. I need to step up. We're gonna handle business next year. We're gonna do better. We're gonna go from there. We'll all get better. That's all you gotta say. Don't start saying me and Hardy can't
in the gym tomorrow. Right. Ain't no days off. Right. I'll be back next season. That's all you gotta say.
That's all you gotta do. Hell, there was times with Kobe Bryant, after they won or lost games, he would go to the gym afterwards. Didn't matter if they won or lost.
After the game? Oh my God.
Yes, that's how devoted that dude was to winning. Yeah. Like that's all he cared about. I remember one time in the finals where he was being asked a question. He was like, "Hey, why ain't you smiling? You guys are up. You're about to win the series. Like, you're about to win the championship. Why ain't you smiling?"
I remember that.
He's like, what is that a smile for? Be happy.
Job's not done.
Yeah.
Job's not done.
We ain't finished. I love that. Mamba mentality, baby.
I love that too.
But let's get to Doc. Because this man, like, I need somebody to explain to me how he looked at as one of the greatest coaches of all time. I want somebody to explain that to me. Because this dude is a career in the playoffs, 104 and 100. He's only 4 games above 500. And to keep this in mind, the only times he was ever successful, and I mean the one championship he won, was that 2008 when you had Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce, 3 Hall of Famers. You got Rajon Rondo, one of the smartest point guards. People say he's one of the smartest basketball players. Like, that dude is amazingly smart. You have all this going in your favor. And even with that, y'all won one time. You went to an NBA Finals another time with that team, and y'all lost to my Lakers. Kobe put them down. And then you only went to one more conference finals. But since then, you ain't done nothing. You had the stacked Clipper team. Never got to a conference finals. You had this stacked team with Kawhi and Paul George, and y'all guys supposed to do this and do that, and y'all got beat in like first, second round. All he got is these second round, first round, semi-conference finals eliminations. Like, this dude hasn't done anything except one win. I honestly believe, honest to God, I could have coached that team. I really believe that. And that means how disrespectful I'm being to Doc. You're damn right. I truly believe that. Because all it comes down to is Kevin Garnett play defense. Rajon pass the ball to Pierce and Ray Allen, let them shoot. Dribble. Defense.
I think it would be so fucking funny to like be watching some TV. Just let me turn on the NBA game, and then all of a sudden I see you with the Santa outfit, like on the sidelines, screaming at the ref with a clipboard in your hand, bro. I would fucking die. I would be like, "This is it." And I'd be like, "Wait a minute, I'd be like, "Wait a minute, why ain't get no tickets though?"
Your question should be, why you ain't on the sideline with me?
Yeah. What's going on?
Come on, ref. Come on now. How do you not see what we see in here? Even my elves in the North Pole can see what's going on here. Come on.
That's
but
hilarious.
Anyway.
But yes, go ahead.
Doc Rivers ain't that dude. I don't know how he got that Philadelphia job after he got fired from the Clippers. It made no sense. A lot of people was questioning that. A lot of people think this man got something on the league because he keep getting a job when you be wondering how the hell this man keep getting these jobs. I'm sorry.
Because he's played 200 playoff games. That's probably because he's been in at least 200 playoff games.
But here's the thing that's very interesting about it, though. You say that, but he's also the only head coach to blow as many 3-1 leads in the playoffs. No other coach has done that. He keeps getting these opportunities. Okay. He also has 10 Game 7 losses. The next closest is 5.
Wow.
Like, you don't get that. Like, that makes no sense how you keep losing these games. He's also has the most 2-0 series losses. Like, this dude lose game. And my biggest issue with Doc, he never once blamed himself for anything. He always has an excuse for why his teams lose. He never takes responsibility and say, you know what? I ain't get it done. I made some mistakes. He's like, nah, people got hurt. We wanted a good enough team.
He's probably good with the politics part then. If
he damn sure is.
He's smooth talking himself out of all that shenanigans. You know what I mean? He's probably politicking his way through all these head coaching jobs then, I'm sure.
It's just
so there's your answer right there.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we just got the silver tongue. Politicking master. But you know what? I think we need to move on from Doc because I think the real thing we need to talk about is Ja.
Not Ja Rule.
Not Ja Rule. James,
not Ja Rule.
What happened? Not Ja Rule, but what recently happened, bro?
Yo, I'm here I am, high as shit at night, watching whatever. I open up Reddit. And the number one trending thing on Reddit in this particular evening is there's like Ja Morant video surfaces online live Instagram. I'm like, hell yeah, I knew. Bro, I didn't even have to say it in the title. I already knew it was a gun video. I was like, click, I need to see
already
this.
Knew.
Yeah, I was like, I need to see what pistol this man is carrying now. And so here he is in a car with his buddy.
Dancing to that young boy.
Dancing with the young boy. He and the passenger. They got someone else behind them in the back row too. They all dancing. And now all of a sudden, here comes the gun. I was like, yep, there it is. There it is. Bro, I don't know what this man, how this man can't just stop dancing with a gun, bro. Like, I don't get it.
I don't know, man. Like, we making
What's he
jokes.
Got to prove? Who is he doing this for?
That's what makes it so sad, man. Because like this guy, like perspective, he grew up with a really good situation. Like his family was,
and we talked about this.
Not
before.
the richest, but they was definitely they did good. They was higher than it was a little higher than middle class. They was good. He went to private schools. Like, you gotta have some money to do that. His
real name's Clarence.
I always love that. I can't. What as well, me? Oh God! But he's had like he didn't grow up in that life. as a guy who had grown up in the life of being in the hood, who had to grow up in really tough situations, living across the street where people are dying all the time, gunshots, being careful when you go outside. Me and my homie going to MS 391, New York, baby. We going up there. You crossing these streets and everything. You seeing the tape on the other side. You walking around it. You not saying nothing. You keep quiet. Even if you saw what went down, you don't know nothing. You keep on moving. You keep going. Many times, me and my homie walked past dead bodies still on that ground while we on our way to school. Understanding that life, me getting close to a guy who was a still is top-ranking gang member. Anytime I go to New York, I make sure I see how he's doing, but he always kept me out of that because my grandmother was so nice to him. He made sure I never had to worry about getting into that kind of life, but I still got nothing but respect for him. And I even called him and asked him, hey, this Josh stuff, what you think of it? And he said straight, how do you feel about it? And I said, man, looking at this dude, it pisses me off because you ain't have to grow up like I had to grow up. You ain't had to grow up like how some of these guys had to grow up and have to have guns around and this and that. You had a pretty good life, and yet you want to portray this crap as if it means something, as it makes you look tough. I was like, man, it makes me sick. He was like, yeah. And a lot of us want to check him. And that's how that thing comes down to. He keeps showing these guns. It make real gangsters look at it and say, yeah, I want to check this dude.
Why are you being so loud?
That's what I'm saying. What is the point of doing all this? Why are you acting this way? Why are you costing yourself money? And there was some idiot who was trying to come at me because I was on Xbox Live and we were talking. I was talking, and he came out. He was talking about some. Well, you know, rappers do it. Okay, understand something. Ja is a CEO at this time of his own brand. Okay, and he is one of the faces of the NBA. All right. So when you're one of those faces, and the NBA obviously is big time, and there's rules you have to follow. A rapper, they're not going to be put on, like, you're not going to see rappers with Nike deals.
Yeah, usually not.
Because you can't have that kind of brand representing your companies.
Correct.
Ja is not a rapper, so he can be represented. He can have a brand that you can represent and you can sell to children. You can't sell, let's call it what it is. You can't necessarily sell somebody like a 50 Cent in his prime to a bunch of children in the way you can sell Ja.
Yes,
you can't
correct.
sell Lil Wayne, so I'm using the rappers that we grew up listening to. You can't sell a lot of these guys to children the way you can sell an NBA player to a child, or you can sell them to more people.
Here's my thing. I'm glad you brought this up because it's a good analogy. So when is the last time we've heard of a rapper getting in trouble for possessing a firearm? Exactly. Probably Meek Mill.
Yeah.
And that was a while ago. Meek Millie. Bro, they're smart enough to not be walking in the streets or on Instagram Live dancing to their own music. You don't want to see Playboy Cardi fucking dancing to his own jam in the car with a gun by his head. You know what I mean? It's so fucking dumb. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So even the rappers aren't doing that shit. So what the fuck is he doing? Like, what is he doing?
Why? Why are you doing this? Why are you portraying this life that you're not about whatsoever? And dude, you're costing yourself money because there's a lot of people thinking he's gonna lose the Nike deal. He lost some of those drink deals a couple of months ago when he did it the first time. He lost a good couple of deals. He might lose his Nike deal. They're talking about the fact that he already lost $40 million guaranteed because he didn't make an All-NBA team. And that would have been even more, but that was at least guaranteed he lost $40 million because now he's not eligible for the Supermax.
Can you be
So you cost yourself money already, and now you're going to cost yourself more money.
An unfathomable amount of money.
Right. For what? And then, dude, you have a daughter. And again, you're going to continue to teach, like, this is what you want your kids to grow up and be like? Just dumb? And lose money for no reason? and to put yourself and your other family members in danger. Because now, like I was saying, dude's telling me, yeah, people want to check him. Keyshawn Johnson, wide receiver. I love talking about Keyshawn. He came up on his show and he was saying that, he talked to some dudes in LA, and they said, yeah, they might get him. They're gonna check him too. They're looking at checking this dude because real gangsters are seeing this and they're not happy. They're not like, hey, they're like, what the fuck is so funny? He thinks this doesn't make sense. It looks like he's disrespecting them.
Right.
Like you're saying this is a game now. Like what they're doing in these streets is a game. And you can play around with seeing little music when you're not even about this.
Right.
Think it's funny. They ain't laughing. They run up on them.
Why would they laugh?
They're gonna kill your daughter. They're gonna kill your whoever you're with, and that's gonna be all on you. Like, cut it out. That's just crazy. Cut it out. Be an adult, You gotta represent your brand, and you're representing Memphis, and you gotta make sure your brand is where it needs to be. And don't get me. I hate when other people say, "Well, he's so young." I don't want to hear that. LeBron James, never problem. He took his guys, smart people. Look at them; they doing great. Fine. Let's use recent guys. Patrick Mahomes. Did you see Patrick Mahomes on any of this? Did you see Josh Allen?
Can you imagine, bro? Oh my God, I would love to see Josh Allen dancing to some rap music with a fucking pistol. Oh my God, that would be the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. Josh,
listen,
I need you to do this.
Going ham.
Yeah, I need you to put on Nightmares and Dreamscapes.
Yes, I was thinking that same thing, yo. Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all he got the gun in the background. I was finished.
Ah, shit, that's hilarious.
Josh Allen. But
man. Josh motherfucking Allen.
Josh motherfucking Allen. But just to sum it up, man, last thing, man, seriously, it's sad because this dude went out there, had that interview with Jalen Rose and said how he learned all this and did that. And then literally 2 months later, he did the same thing. And Jalen Rose even said, like, I just don't even know what to say anymore.
And his friends ain't friends. His friends basically snitching on him. They putting that shit on live. Hey, like you know how every smartphone now has an automatic screen record thing from the drop-down menu. It ain't like something you have to download like it used to be where you had to download an app and then, go into the app to push the screen record and then go into the other app to start, Now it's just, I see some shit going off. Drop down, screen record, swipe back up. It's screen recording. It takes less than a second. So if you are live, like we are live right now, whatever you're doing could potentially be screen recorded immediately. Yeah. Like you might lose the previous 1 second of time that it took, but that's it. But when they've got hundreds of thousands of people on their live because they're famous as shit, you know what I mean? Yeah. One of those motherfuckers, the chances of one of them screen recording because, hey, how funny would it be if I'm the one who got the video of this dude with a gun being an idiot and I can post it on Reddit and go viral instantly. The chances of that far outweigh it far outweighs what you should just your common sense should dictate, hey, maybe I shouldn't do some stupid shit while I'm live.
Probably should.
Yeah, because one of these dudes could do it and it's like, oh, if I didn't do it, all they're going to do is take 2 seconds and delete the video. It's not like it's a huge inconvenience for them to screen record this Instagram live if nothing pops off. You know what I mean? So God, man, it's crazy.
Nah, it's dumb, man.
This era that we're in is
it's dumb, and that's the thing. The people he hang around with is also one of his biggest issues because these guys, they're just looking at him as just their meal ticket. That's it. They're not looking at it as that's my boy at this point. They're looking at it as that's my boy that can give me money.
Right.
When LeBron brought his guys up, he only brought like 3 or 4 people. And those guys, LeBron helped them get there. But now those guys, one of them's one of the best agents in the world. Another guy's doing great in Hollywood. Like those guys had their own things they can do, and they've done well and done great at it. LeBron just gave them, helped them out. They weren't just there just to mooch off LeBron. They was there to, LeBron brought his boys, looked out, but he didn't have to carry them and then they do nothing. Or they're managing him in a good way. Ja didn't do that. He just bringing these dumb dudes with him who only look at it as, man, what can he do for me? We ain't trying to protect you.
Mm-hmm.
And he ain't gonna learn.
Silliness, man. Silliness.
Yeah,
That's
silly.
what I'm saying. Silliness. All right, let's move on from sports. Unless there's any other sports stuff that we have to go into.
Nah, man. I don't think there's anything else. Oh, Jordan Poole, he's a munch.
All right.
No, because he paid all this money. I can't even think of the girl. Doll Spice. I don't know what her name is, but she made a song, about munch. And Jordan Poole spent like a bunch of money on her. In her own song, she was like, I use people, I get the money from them, and what I call them is a munch. And now everybody's calling Jordan Poole a munch because he spent all that money on her, and obviously it went nowhere. She munched him, basically. I love it.
Damn, these gold digging whores, they're everywhere, bro. Gotta watch out for them gold digging whores, bro.
Gotta be careful, man.
There's an epidemic of them out there. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Only thing I can contribute sports wise, I've been watching the obviously the NHL playoffs go down.
Of course.
And my Canes are going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
They're playing the Florida Panthers, who's the second wild card team. So I got my fingers crossed that they ain't gonna go on some stupid, ridiculous rally cap tear, and we can take care of business in 5. I'll give them a grace game, and I hope we take care of business in 5 and go to the Cup, because that would be freaking awesome to see the Canes go to the Stanley Cup. And then on the other side,
do it too, so I feel you.
Hell yeah! On the Western side, we have Dallas, who clinched last night. I was actually rooting for Seattle Kraken because they're a second-year team. And I was really hoping the NHL would have 4 unconventional teams in the semifinals, like 4 teams that you would not expect at all to be in the. So Vegas is in. Vegas beat the Oilers. So Connor McDavid's out yet again. The best player in the NHL, not even in the conference finals, yet again. The highest paid motherfucker is not doing it. Number 1 power play, setting records, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter. Can't get it done in the playoffs ever.
Yeah, you know the media's going to kill him. That's what happens.
Fuck him. He's out of here. But yep, they are. I mean, the dude's 24, 25, whatever. He's got more money than God. He don't give a shit. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm sure he gives a shit, but like.
No, I was going to say, if he has the mindset of an all-time great, this is eating him up. This is eating him.
Oh, then he would get the fuck out of Canada.
Yeah, he cares more than money. The money is not going to stop. Like this is going to eat him more.
He should get out of Canada, bro. I don't understand. Like he needs to leave the Oilers and go play for a decent team like the New York Rangers. And
does he have that option though? Because did he just sign his contract? Because I don't know how hard it is to get a trade in hockey if you're a player, but in different sports it's harder or somewhat easier, but it's not that, it depends if he demands a trade, what leverage does he have? Because if he just signed the contract, he don't have any leverage.
He's in an 8-year contract, which started in 2018. So no, he cannot leave yet. So he's got another few more years. It was an 8-year, $100 million 8-year contract. So boys getting paid to not produce. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, bro. Sorry, man.
I mean, for hockey,
it's gonna be hard for him to get traded.
For baseball, that's nothing. For NFL, that's nothing. For the
NBA,
even for the NBA, that's nothing. But for hockey, ain't nobody handing out $100 million contracts, bro.
Because keep this in mind, just to put it in perspective. Because Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown both made an All-NBA team, they are eligible for the Supermax. The numbers might be a little off, but it's around here. I believe Jaylen Brown's Supermax is like 280 something or 290. I think it's 295. Mm-hmm. But Jason Tatum's Supermax is like 319 million. So that's 319 million, maybe a little more. And $295 million they got to pay both those guys. Look at that money. 295 and 319. Jesus, man.
That's crazy. That's
like
insane.
crazy. And that's
And
not
so,
an 8-year deal. That's like a 4-year deal or something.
yeah, woof, that's great. So as far like again, so for hockey, it's a big deal. For other sports, not a big deal, but for a Canadian team, what I have a couple of buddies up in like Toronto area, and they say it's tickets for games in Canada are expensive as shit. Like they're among the top build. So I think Toronto's number one, MSG, which is in New York, is number two, but then I think the rest of them are in Canada as far as like most expensive tickets, which makes sense because Canada has a lot of hockey fans. Yeah. Of course. So so you know they're generating that money, and he's getting a huge chunk of what that money is coming in, and he's just not producing, man. I think he should get the fuck out of Canada, honestly, is what I think. Yeah. That's me personally. But yeah, so he lost. So it's going to be Vegas versus Dallas, which is crazy. Vegas is still a relatively new team within the last 5 or 6 years. Dallas is a Texas hockey team. Are you serious right now?
I know, that sounds so weird, doesn't
it? And then a Florida hockey team against the North Carolina.
If football, you'd be like, yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, North Carolina hockey team. Like, no northern teams. There are no northern teams in the semifinals for the Cup. So there will be no northern teams for the Cup, which is insane to me. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm hoping that I get to see some game live between now and when the Canes, if they get eliminated, if they might make it all the way. I don't know. So between now and the end of the season, I'm hoping to be able to go to a playoff game or Cup game, which would be just absolutely insane. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's really all the everything that I got to give NHL wise. So
yeah,
moving on from sports, we have video game stuff that we want to talk about. So Chris, we want to talk about Street Fighter.
Yeah, man. So I've been playing the beta for Street Fighter 6, man, and I gotta say, man, it's been nice. I know there's another beta coming up too, and man, like Street Fighter 6, it feels good. I played the story mode beta that came out. That was really, really fun. There's gonna be some fun. Definitely some gameplay stuff on the channel when that comes out. It's gonna be fun.
And that's coming out on June 2nd.
It comes out in June. Yeah. It's coming out. It's actually right around the corner. It's like June 2nd.
I believe. It's right there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So it's right around the corner. I'm super excited. It seems like it's really, really fun. I'm actually excited to just go and rank and stuff and just get my ass kicked. To get warmed up. I haven't played Street Fighter Live like that in a long time, playing rank especially. And it's gonna be all the tryhards, ready to get it going. But you give your boy like a week, and man, I'm gonna be right there with him, top of the board. But man, I'm excited to at least try that out, just have some fun. But Street Fighter 6 I'm very excited for that, man. And I had a ball playing the beta, and I'm like, man, I can't wait to really get this game in my hands. And just ready to get that tech going and learning. Oh man, it's been really fun. Ryu was fun. It's been a long time, so I really had fun playing Ryu. My only issue that I'm a little upset with is my favorite character in Street Fighter is Akuma, and I was very upset to find out that Akuma is going to be DLC, and not just DLC. I'm gonna have to wait a whole year before I can play Akuma. He's like autumn of 2024. I'm like, wait, what? Hold on.
Why would they do that?
Akuma, who is a legacy character,
right?
Who, for whatever reason, he was DLC last time. And don't get me wrong, I kind of get it. Akuma's extremely popular, so they was like, we can make money if we put Akuma as DLC. Okay, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but he's paying $60 for the fucking game, though.
That's what I'm saying. How is Akuma DLC? What?
Yeah,
that's crazy. Dummy. Like, because Akuma was even in Tekken 7, which was really cool. And he was in the story mode because Akuma's that dude. And him and Kazuya's fight was really badass. But it's like, wait a minute. This is your actual game. He wasn't DLC for a guest character in another game. And you're telling me he's DLC for the game that he's actually from? That up until now, I could play him for free in every other Street Fighter game?
That's crazy.
So that's kind of scummy to me. I ain't a fan of that now. That's the one red flag that got me like kind of worried about that.
That's a lot. Like, I feel like that's a lot. Like that's a main problem for a lot of games these days with modern gaming. With this DLC shit is just like, come on, bro. Like, how you gonna like charge $70 for a game?
Yeah,
and then be like, oh, but guess what? It's not even the complete game. You got to pay X amount at this time to get the rest of the game. It's like, come on, dude. What the hell?
And keep in mind, they also sell like the complete editions and stuff, and that's usually like $89 to $100 because it's supposed to add the season pass, which when the characters come out, you'll be able to download them right then and there. Blah blah blah. Because most of the time, if you pay for them individually, it'll be like $1 extra than what it would have been if you quote unquote bought the season pass for like $30 extra. So it's like, bro, I just paid $70. Now I gotta pay $30 extra for the season pass, or I can buy them individually. But if I want to have everybody, I'm gonna be paying even more. Wait a minute.
Oh my god!
Like I will admit, they've gone a little far with some of this DLC stuff. It's cool to me if you get the whole game and then the DLC adds like more story stuff for certain games. I'm kind of okay with that. But when you're doing fighting games and you're adding characters, especially if it's characters that was free in other iterations of the game, and now I got to pay for, because like one of the characters who was just introduced in the last game was free. You got to pay DLC for him in Tekken 6. I'm like,
that's crazy.
That's just dumb to me.
That's craziness, man.
I don't like it.
I don't like that either.
No,
I'm not even a gamer really, so I like. It's just like it rubs me the wrong way. It's grimy. It makes me miss the days of just the Nintendo cartridge you just fucking put in, and that's the whole ass game right there. Every character, you might have to unlock a character,
right? But that
it ain't gonna charge you nothing.
That was fun, bro. You got exactly. PS2 days, bro. Fun to get the whole game, bro. You gotta worry about nothing. Yo, I gotta say something real quick. It's somewhat off topic, but it actually reminded me of something. When you said rub the wrong way. Yeah, I was thinking of this. I think I understand why Darth Vader was so angry. Okay.
Yeah, because Obi-Wan's a bitch. You want me to get into this right now? Because I will.
No.
Oh, okay.
Not just because of that. I'm not even saying you're wrong there, but not just because of that. I think it's because when Palpatine lied and told Vader, you killed your wife and blah blah blah.
Yeah. I
think right then and there, Vader truly realized, bro, I ain't never getting no pussy ever again. Think about it. Do you think Vader gets laid? Like, come on. What alien is gonna sit there and say, like, alien chick is gonna sit there and say, yo, I'm about to go fuck the refrigerator over there. Like, come on, bro.
You're forgetting.
He is not getting laid, bro. So he's angry. He got so much pent up aggression.
Hold up.
Force the way he wants to.
Nah, son, you're forgetting something really important here.
What's that?
Jedi mind tricks. These motherfuckers, look, they could use the Force to get people to do what they want them to do. As reference, we can reference episode 2 where Obi-Wan went up and he's like, these are not the droids they're looking for, or whatever. Or whatever he said, and he's like, and you're like, well, not the droids I'm looking for. So basically, yes, if Vader wanted some pussy, if his dick still works after the crazy burns and everything else that was going on, I don't know if Palpatine necessarily prioritized fixing his dick in the recovery aspect. Yeah. But let's say that Vader had a still working Viagra fueled dick. I would say that yes, he could get pretty much any, not only because he could pay whatever he wanted to pay for some space hookers, but also because the Jedi mind trick thing, or using the Force or whatever, is basically like using some roofies. So I would say that he could roofie his way into some pussy as well.
No, so that'll make the girl say, yeah, I'm going to go fuck that Imperial refrigerator over there.
You want to suck my dick. I want to suck your dick. That is pretty much what it is.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Maybe.
Yeah, not maybe. This motherfucker could definitely did it if we want.
Okay, fair.
If if the shit, if you know the sun could rise, if you know what I'm talking about, then he
Yeah,
could.
yeah.
Yeah. I would say that he could definitely get what he wanted.
Okay, all right. Well, there we go. Well, that was something to go into.
Hey, plus we know bitches love power, and
Now that part is
Vader's
true.
pretty powerful. Fame and
That
power,
part is true.
fame and power is a panty dropper. I don't care what galaxy you're from. All right,
Bitches
so
do love power, man. I'll tell you, man. Even with me in the rain, bitches, bro, I'll be watching my back because every moment they Black Santa can tucking out just like that. You never know, man. I tell you, boy, gotta be careful out here. And you know what else bitches love? Smiley faces. So yeah,
bitches love smiley faces.
bitches love smiley faces.
Who said that? Is that Terry? I feel like that was
in the
Terry
Boondocks.
Yeah, that's right.
And when I heard that, the first thing came up, I was watching that shit. I was like, "He right though."
Yo, he is right.
And then I literally seen the girl I was talking to a smiley face. She was so happy. I was like, "Damn, bro,
Yeah,
he
bitches
right
do
though."
love smiley faces. I'll tell you.
He was right though. I can't even lie. Yeah, he right.
Oh shit! All right,
But
back to video games.
back to video games. Yeah, man.
Yes.
So I'm very excited about Tekken 6, man. I'm really excited about that.
Tekken 8.
I'm sorry, I meant to say Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter 6.
I'm really excited about that. And
Tekken 8.
Tekken 8, I'm extremely excited about that too.
We have some trailers, but first I want to go into a game that just released this last Friday. I don't know if you have played it at all, but the new Zelda game came out.
I have not played that yet, no.
Okay,
I plan on playing it, but I have not touched it just yet.
I've heard good things about it so far, even so much as like one of my vendor buddies was telling me that he actually had to send his Switch and the game with his wife to work because he was like, I have shows coming up that I actually needed to do work. And if the Switch is here at home, I'm just going to spend the whole day playing the Zelda game on the Switch. So I will take that as a good sign that the game is actually good. And so he had to remove the temptation. He's like, "Be gone, Satan," and get it out of the house. But did his
wife play while he was, when she took it?
Well, I doubt it.
It's so good. She's like, "Yeah, no problem, honey." She's at work just playing it.
Yeah, she's playing it at work. Nice. Yeah. I've met his wife. She seems like a like no nonsense type lady, which is funny. The comparison, the contrast is actually pretty funny because like he's like a 12-year-old, and then she's like a professional, seems like no nonsense type businesswoman. So it's a very funny contrast. So I would say no, she probably had no interest in playing the video game. But it would be funny if she was like at work and she's like sneaking playing the game under the
desk. Start off, let me see what all the hype is about this. And then it's like, bro, she's like taking extra minutes on her break and stuff just to play it and everything. Every time the bosses ain't looking, she's like getting a couple of source pipes here and there.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. All right, well, you're gonna have to let me know when you play it how it is. Alexis refused to play it, so she didn't really like Breath of the Wild very much because she said it was like too open source. You could do pretty much anything. So like objective wise, she just couldn't follow it. Objective wise, she's more of like you need to do this, and this type of.
Okay, she's more of like when the path is set for you. And it's like a linear path, like it's easier to kind of follow that way. Yeah. I love open world stuff. I love that kind of stuff.
And so she was like, I'm wasting time doing all this stuff that doesn't even matter, but I thought I was supposed to be doing it type of. So she was like, no, I don't want to get into that again. So she was not much of a fan.
I say she was wasting time though, because it can get you levels, and it's also the side quest can lead to certain other things that can help in the main quest. So it's not necessarily wasting time, but yeah, I can get it.
Yeah, she's just that's how she operates, So she was out of it. So yes, but she was like, I'm not getting this game. So she was out of it. But I'm interested to know what you think about it.
Okay, I'll definitely get you that next week for sure. Well, next time we have our live, next live we'll definitely go into that one because that's going to be something. Because I've also been playing Jedi, the new Jedi Survivor game too. And
okay. How was that?
That's been fun. That's been fun. It really makes it. it makes me more and more really, really want them to focus on a game where you can make your own character and kind of go through that. They're getting closer and closer to it. Outside of the computer one, there's the PC Jedi game you can make your character, and that's a really nice one. They need to port that over to the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series, just like DC Universe, Final Fantasy ported theirs over. A lot of them already did that, and they're the only one who hasn't. So they need to freaking do that, because I ain't gonna front. If that gets ported over to the Xbox, bro, I'm be addicted to that game. I'll be playing it, boy. I'm gonna tell you something, boy. That PPTO gonna be used up. Your boy gonna be missing a bunch of that shit, boy. I tell you, man. But
so I do like the trailers that I watched for that new Star Wars game looked pretty awesome. Like that, as far as like it looked pretty vicious. Like people chopping, you were able to chop people in half and stuff. So how's the gameplay actually work in comparison? Is it pretty good?
No, it's just like that. Whatever you see in the trailer is pretty much like that. You can chop people up. It's it's fun. It's fun. Luckily, playing it on Xbox, you're pretty much fine in the grand scheme of things. But it had a really terrible PC launch. Like it was not optimized for PC whatsoever. And that's that sucks for them. Like, but it was definitely not. It was really bad for PC.
So speaking of that, that actually just reminded me that Harry Potter game that we were talking about, the open world Harry Potter game. So they just delayed back for the previous generations of Xbox and PlayStation,
the PS4 and the Xbox One.
Correct, and then also super pushed back the release for the Switch, which Alexis still is swearing up and down that it's never going to release for the Switch because it's just too big of a game. That kind of is kind of crazy because I mean that was a highly anticipated and I would assume still highly played, streamed everything type of game. And so do you think, so I know Nintendo's been talking about releasing a new console and they just kind of scrapped the rumors of like a Switch 2 or whatever they were talking about with like a new Switch. Do you think that they're eventually going to try to push for an upgrade that can handle these larger types of open world games, or what do you think is going to happen there?
It's so interesting because at first I want to say, well, they have to. No, they don't. Because if you just look, like the Switch outsold everything. Like the Switch killed the PS5, it killed the Xbox Series. In terms of sales, the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, the Switch was the king, bro. Like that sold great. It broke a lot of selling records. I mean, it did what it had to do. So in theory, you could say they kind of don't have to, but if you want to just make even more money, yeah, they're gonna need to, because I'm kind of with her in the sense of I kind of don't see this thing coming out for the Switch neither. Like I can really, because a couple of other games who was said, oh, it's going to come out for the Switch, they end up scrapping those games. They eventually just said, nah, we're just not going to do it. Because that game, the way it's constructed, it might be too much for the Switch to handle as it's currently set up.
That's what Alexis was thinking, yeah.
And then honestly, I always hate saying this because I really feel bad. But when it comes to the PS4 and the Xbox One, a lot of resources have to go to downgrading for those consoles now, where a lot of companies are like, yo, we're just making for the Xbox Series and the PS5 now. We're not making for those consoles anymore. And
and it's just like if you don't have the latest console, it's kind of like too bad.
Yeah, and I always hate that, but I understand it. Because these games are coming out now. These games are like intense in a lot of ways. Like again, even with Cyberpunk 2077, the biggest issue they had is when they released it for the PS4 and the Xbox One. You can look at the game and be like, yo, this shouldn't be on this. This should only be for PC, Xbox Series, and the PS5.
Right.
These games are too intense to have to downgrade. And then you end up coming with issues where your game's going to lag. You're going to have bugs pop up because you're downgrading things that you shouldn't. It's not meant to be. It was built for the upgraded stuff.
Right.
So I understand, and I'm be honest. Yeah, I don't think Hogwarts is going to come out for the Switch. I just don't. I don't. I agree with Alexa. I don't think it's going to.
Yeah.
I don't think it's coming.
So you two
I
are
would
in
be
agreement.
really shocked if it do.
Right. Yeah. No. Well, she called it from like day one, where she
Right.
was like, "It's not coming. It's not going to come out for Switch." And then when everything got delayed for the lower platforms and for Switch, especially, she was like, "I fucking knew it."
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I can get it. I'm curious as to if Nintendo is going to try to upgrade, or if they're going to spend more time now focusing on this newly discovered money of Nintendo Pictures that they have just opened up, and launch like a Legend of Zelda movie and Kirby movie, and and spend their time and effort in that department as instead of releasing a new console of some sort. Which, are they going to innovate to a brand new console? Are they going to continue just like a updated Switch type thing? I really don't know.
I'm gonna say it's Nintendo, and I will say I do personally think they will at some point. Yeah, they're gonna do some type of upgrade. They're gonna want more money, and even with Pokemon, as great as Pokemon, and I don't have a problem with the new Scarlet and Violet games or whatever. And obviously, that's one of the top video game sellers of all time. I think Pokemon is only behind fucking Mario as the #1 selling video game franchise.
Wow, that's crazy.
When you look at the Scarlet and Violet, you can see that this game could have definitely been better off if it was on an upgraded Switch.
Okay.
And I have no problem with it, but it's a lot of things that you look at, and like when you're playing, if you really look in the distance on things, you can see things are a little choppy, a little blocky that it shouldn't be. You can, if you really look at the distance on certain things when you're flying and you're looking at characters beneath you, they look like freaking like Minecraft characters walking around. It's like, that ain't right. Like, so there's certain issues that if you really pay attention, you're going to see. And of course, there's memes out there about it. But they're going to need to do that to make their games get better and better. And then, of course, you can say, well, you look at Zelda, and that very open world, that don't look that bad, so they can do it. Well, yes and no. It's just to really get some of these other AAA titles, they're going to have to upgrade it. You cannot play Cyberpunk on the Switch. That's not going to happen. You can't play Elden Ring on a Switch. That's not going to happen.
Right.
So if you want those kind of games and Hogwarts and even games like that, they're going to have to do an upgrade. And I think they're going to do that. I think they will.
Okay. All right. It'd be interesting to see. Do you think they're going to upgrade the Switch, or do you think we're going to come out with like a brand new thing?
Probably a new console, I would assume, because the Switch has been out for a minute now. It is getting close where it's time to give a new console now. Because shit, didn't the Switch come out?
I feel like it's been
2019, 2018, maybe even 2020, right? When did the Switch come out?
Well, no, it was 100% pure pre-pandemic. When did the Nintendo Switch come out? Look at that. I think Google's listening to us. Came out in 2017.
Damn, I really thought the latest was 2018. I didn't even think 2017.
So 2017, March of 2017, the Nintendo Switch, a hybrid video game console developed by Nintendo, released worldwide. March of 2017. Yeah, so it's been a minute for that one, for sure.
So it's definitely time to release a new console. It's time. I should be careful when I say that, because I can't say it's necessarily time, but the Switch is still doing great. But it is getting to that time where it's like, okay, our next thing will probably be a new console instead of necessarily really upgrading the Switch, because at that point, it will probably be the question of, well, if we upgrade it now, why not just make a new console? Like,
true.
Not?
True, but I think that handheld aspect
on a regular Switch that you have.
Do you think that handheld aspect is part of what made it so successful, though? So, do you think they're going to make another handheld thing, or do you think they're going to go?
It's definitely going to be handheld, because I enjoy being able to take the Switch with me when I'm going somewhere. If I'm going to go to my parents' house, I can bring my Switch with me. I'm not going to take my damn console with me most of the time. Like, I don't feel like
Alexis is the same way when we're going to a show, going to a
Yep.
convention or whatever. She's playing it in the car. She's playing
Mhm.
it even like when we're set up, and they maybe like usually like after 1 or 2 o'clock it starts to be a lull, so she'll play it at that point too. Yeah, so the convenience of the portable aspect of the Switch, I think, is definitely what helps it succeed so much.
Yes, because it's fun. And then the thing I do like that I love that Nintendo did do is that a lot of the older games that you can't get, they're starting to bring those back. Like they brought Pokemon Stadium back. They brought a couple of.
I love that game.
Back, Mega Man Battle Network. I love the Battle Network series.
Mega Man.
I love that. So they brought that back. Like stuff like that is so cool. I'm hoping they bring Pokemon Coliseum. I love that game as a kid. I hope they bring that back. I would love that. But they're bringing that stuff back to the Switch, and that's so freaking cool. Like stuff like that is just like, damn, that's tight. So
yeah, I do
that. And they're bringing these older games back, and again, you can bring that with you because again, you can't bring your fucking Xbox all over the place or your PS5. You can't do that. You can bring a Switch.
Right. And it's interesting because PlayStation really hasn't done that portable thing since the PSP, really.
I know. There's so many PS2 games that you can't play on the freaking PlayStation. You just can't play them anymore. So many great games.
I do agree with you. I really like that Nintendo has brought back so many of the retro games and like made them like updated, remastered them basically, and released. Most recently, like the biggest name, probably the GoldenEye game that they released for the Switch, re-released, which is crazy. Like that nostalgia factor, that's just a 100% success rate as far as like releasing games like that. You are not going to fail remastering and releasing games like that. If they released Ocarina of Time today, I would buy it today and be playing it all night long. Like I would not get any work done tomorrow if they were. So in that aspect, they're killing it. They're fucking killing it. Yeah. But yeah, as far as like some of the newer games, though, if you're going to keep that newer audience and not rely on the nostalgia, I do think it is time for an upgrade, unfortunately.
I do too. And one last thing on it would be so cool because just think about it, though, being able to using Hogwarts, being able to bring that Harry Potter game with you on the road.
Mm-hmm.
That would be fucking cool.
Yeah,
you can bring that with you anywhere. So they have that way to make even more insane amount of money. So yeah, at this point, it's definitely would be like, yeah, we're just gonna make an upgraded console, a new console, not upgraded, a new console, a new portable one, and we're gonna look if we can freaking somehow break the Switch's records and outsell that over the next couple of years, like
I'm sure they would, because it's like we said, it's 6 years. So
yeah,
what is the gap between like PS3 or PS4 and the PS5? Is it 6 years?
Is it
around-ish?
Let's see.
When was the PlayStation 4 released? Was in 2013 was the PlayStation 4. PlayStation 5 release was in 2020. So 7 years. So it's about that
That's
time.
usually 6 years is usually around that time frame. 6-7 years usually, especially 6 is usually that time for some. You was right on the first one. 6 is usually the time frame of what they do. So 7, yeah. Because remember, the PS5 actually ended up getting a little bit pushed back because of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just was like, and then when they did release it, they still didn't have as much because they end up not having as much.
Yeah, the chip shortage.
They had a
bullshit. Yeah, the whole and then the scalpers was a fucking thing.
Yeah. So that made it even crazier.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, man, so that 6-7 years or whatever is that time frame they normally do. And here's the thing: the PS3, the PS4, or the PS5, they still haven't got to what the PS2 did. It's then. I think the PS2 still. I think if you look at the top selling ones, I think the PS2 is still like either second or number one. It's like really high up there, and the Switch is like third or fourth all time, whatever, something like that. But it's like really high up there.
Let's see, top selling video game consoles
Yeah.
of all time. If we're gonna have the highest selling video game console of all time is in fact the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, I figured it was
159 million. That's crazy.
The PS2, yeah. Nothing. They still haven't came close. They still haven't got to that with the PS3, 4, or 5 because the PlayStation 2 had just bangers. And again, when they released you a game, you didn't have to worry about DLC to finish that game. Yeah. It was finished.
PS2 was also that like DVD combo too when DVDs were starting to come out and be hot. So it was like fucking might as well have the gaming system and something that can play the DVDs instead of like I have to buy a DVD player. No, I got the PS2. It's right here. So I can play that shit. So yeah. Okay, that's cool. Switch is behind it by 33 million units.
Switch is number 2. There you go. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's insane.
But like an insane amount though. Still 33 million units.
Right. Like, ain't that insane though?
That is absolutely insane. That is like just to think about. I mean, and we're talking about back then when PS2 came out and like if you like incorporate inflation, if you incorporate how many more people there are now today, how many like especially like young youth and everything like that. I mean that's a very successful release.
Yes, extremely.
Crazy. All right, we want to watch a couple trailers for Tekken 8.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and watch a couple gameplay trailers for certain characters here. I assume which one are we watching first, Chris?
We'll watch Lily first, since she came out first, and then we'll watch my boy Harong after that.
All right, Lily is going to go first. So Lily reveal and gameplay trailer. Let's go ahead and hit it.
Let's see. God, that's probably my favorite intro for a fighting game.
Get ready for the next battle. Tekken 8. New challenger.
Sûrement pas que tu peux me battre. Élégant. As-tu préparé une excuse pour quand tu perdras? うっさいわ。それはこっちのセリフや。ねえ。
They have a very weird and honestly kind of pointless rivalry.
The rivalry?
Yeah, between those two girls. It's very weird and in the grand scheme of things, really pointless, but it's funny though.
Yeah, she did just kick her right in the pussy. That was pretty crazy. Damn, again. Damn, again. What the fuck? It was like, is that her secret move? Just kicking bitches in the pussy? God damn. She just did like a wombo combo. That was crazy.
Bro, the worst thing I've ever, I'm sorry, the funniest one I've ever seen is I'm like Vegeta from Dragon Ball in the Dragon Ball Z movies kept getting kicked in the dick by villains. Cooler kicked him in the dick, and then like the funniest one, like probably what happened to Goku was when he was fighting at Super 13, and this dude literally picked this dude up by a leg, punches him straight in the dick, and Goku gets hit, powers completely down, and gets thrown on the floor. Those are just funny.
Ridiculous.
Adieu. Tu es là pour fêter ma victoire.
There's the French
All
bitch.
Oh, okay. I'm not the. I've always found Lily been an interesting character, but nothing too. She's okay. So
She's all right.
not somebody
Okay.
I'm like super excited, but I'm happy she's in the game. So I will say that I'm definitely happy she's in the game, but I'm not like, man, I can't wait to like. It's not gonna be a main, but I'm definitely gonna try out some of her tech. But I'm happy she's at least in the game, so that worked. But I had a feeling she was gonna be in there when I saw Oscar, and I was like, oh, she's gonna be there too.
Gotcha. All right, so now we're gonna go to the next trailer, which was
It's the guy I was waiting for. This is my boy, bro. And Tekken 3. Yo, I used to play the shit out of her. I used to piss people off. Yo, they were like, this dude cheap, man. I love her. You that dude, man.
All right, let's see it.
Hey, let's pull up.
Guess so.
Get ready for the next battle. Tekken 8. New Challenger. Ram.
I didn't know that the Japanese rolled their R's like Hispanic folks, but that's pretty cool.
Don't, but God, I love that. That's what made me laugh. They usually don't, but I love that.
I had no idea, but it's cool.
This guy's I'm sorry. This is one of my favorite announcers. He been putting in work, bro.
Damn.
Hey, now here's that robbery, him and Jen. My boy Jen.
Ooh. Damn. My man is trash talking while doing a finishing move? That's crazy.
정말 따분한 시합이었어.
That's crazy.
I also like what he was wearing because that's a throwback to his master Beck, who trained him. So I think that's really cool that he's wearing that gear.
Oh, this right here, this outfit.
Yeah, that's what his master used to wear. So that's pretty cool. And I also like when they did the first part of the rivalry thing, they had Jin kind of challenging him, and that's why you see him smirk like that, because it's usually him the one chasing after Jin, challenging Jin. So it kind of makes it seem like this is like a full circle moment where like Jin is fully showing you the respect. Like, all right, now I'm challenging you. So that was a cool little scene there too. But no, that looked good, man. What you thought of them?
They both look pretty awesome. I gotta tell you,
both did look nice.
I have a special place in my heart for Tekken just because I used to play Tekken 2 in the little arcade part of the ice house when I played hockey. So ever since I was like young up till like through high school, they had that same fucking Tekken 2 cab that they never changed. It was a quarter to play, and you just be there, you play, you just bring a couple bucks and play for a while. So yeah, man, Tekken is the jam.
Yeah, man. God knows, man. It is, man. I'm ready for that Eddie Gordo trailer. I think Eddie goes down as one of the character who made people rage quit the most in fighting game history. Eddie was do you remember Eddie Gordo?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. See, he was that guy. He was pissing people off. But when Eddie got picked as a kid, people get so mad. Like, you can't pick him. He cheap.
What's up, Vinyl Dragon in the house?
What's up, brother?
What's going on? Yeah, I think we just have I just have, as far as video games, I think we wrapped up. And then I not much Marvel news or anything. We just got a couple release dates given to us. I think it was actually today that they gave us the release dates. But nothing crazy exciting. It's just that Loki, the new second season of Loki, is going to be premiering on October 6th. So we got a release date for that. So October 6th for Loki. And then Echo is going to be premiering on November 29th. So right around Thanksgiving for an Echo premiere. So it looks like they're going to run back to back. So it's going to go Loki right into Echo, as I assume what they're going to be, how they're setting that up.
I suppose, yeah. So did they say how many episodes is Loki then?
I didn't even look, but let's see. Loki season 2 episodes. It will consist of 6 episodes.
How many was the first one?
I feel like it was about that 6, 7, 8, somewhere in that area, 6 to 8. A Craven teaser trailer dropped. Seriously, or like
is that a really?
I didn't hear shit about a Craven.
I didn't need. I guess look up. We can before we go. We can watch that.
Yeah, we might as well. Craven teaser trailer. Craven the Hunter. I don't trust this shit though. First look. Who's it by? Screen Culture. See, I don't know if it's like. I don't know. I don't have a good link. I didn't get to preview watch anything. This looks animated, so that can't be right.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't know. I can't. I'm not gonna just like play something and have it be shenanigans. December 24th is the premiere for Hypno Hustler. Nobody gives a fuck about Hypno Hustler though. So
hey, come on now. That's the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, bro.
No, it's not even the Marvel Cinematic Universe, bro. It's Sony. It's just Sony. It's just Sony
that's
doing
Sony. That's what I'm saying. Marvel is gonna literally. That's the villain they've been looking for their whole life. They're gonna pay Sony, and he's the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, bro. I'm telling you, bro. You thought Thanos was a beast? He's snapping people away. Yo, when Hypno play the beat, man. Yo, I'm telling y'all, bro. John gonna come out. I know it with them guns, bro. He gonna be out now. So I'm telling y'all, bro,
if we get a Ja Morant cameo in the Hypno Hustler movie with him just dancing with a pistol, bro.
Yeah.
I'll go see it in theaters opening night. If that happens, I will see it in theaters opening night. And y'all know how much I hate doing that.
Opening night, same, bro. If that happens, I'll be right there.
I'll do a preview night. I'll do it the midnight release. How about that?
We'll do it. If that happens, we'll do it, bro.
Yeah,
hands
crazy.
Down. We don't gotta worry about that happening though.
We have the new Spider-Verse movie coming out soon. I think like early June. So we're like, a couple weeks away from that. So that's exciting.
We are. Isn't the Flash movie coming out sooner than later?
I don't give a shit about the Flash movie.
I'm gonna say this. If I was told what happened in that whole movie, and if it is true, but it's the dumbest motherfucking plot. Like this plot is so.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone who keeps saying like there's like these leaks or whatever that this movie's gonna be fantastic or whatever, I don't believe it. I do not believe it at all.
Do you want me to tell you something I heard, or do you want me to say no? Because it really could be true.
Right now, it's all speculation, so who knows? We'll give a warning to the.
We'll give a huge warning because this potentially could be true. Huge warning.
Okay, but go ahead.
So I'm gonna get to the basic of it. Is that this dude basically, to stop his mom from dying, he basically moves a can of some food, and that basically stops her from dying because that little thing stopped it. So then it gets to the part where female Superman and the other version of himself.
Yes.
I mean, I know
This
Carol.
man says
I know
female
Carol. I know. Yeah,
Superman.
it's female Superman. As well.
Transgender Superman. And
that's so bad when you can just say Superwoman. I don't know. Anyway,
yeah,
Superwoman,
right.
Carol.
Yeah,
Superwoman. Literally, she and the Flash of that time or whatever, like he has a huge crush on her.
Yeah.
And Flash, our quote unquote our Flash, loses his powers while the other Flash gained those powers. All right. Eventually, shit hits the fan, and Zod apparently is gonna kill Batman and Supergirl or Superwoman or whatever. He's gonna kill them. This is gonna cause the Flash of that time zone to go back in time to save her because he's a simp. And that what leads to him getting so angry where he challenges our Flash. And that's the climax basically of the movie, where our Flash will beat him eventually. Bro, that sounds so stupid.
Which Batman does Zod kill? Does Zod kill Ben Affleck, or does Zod kill?
Apparently, he kills the other Batman. I don't think he kills Ben Affleck. He kills the other Batman.
Kills Keaton. So I had a good feeling that Keaton was going to die.
Yeah, it's Keaton who apparently
we've
died.
talked talked about this before, that we think that Keaton is going to play a very minor role and he's going to die, and that whole nostalgia thing that's going to get everyone in the theaters is just going to be a bunch of bullshit. Look,
right.
I have a feeling that this movie is going to be trash. I've said this.
That is the case.
So many times.
Yeah, that is dumb.
That this movie is going to be trash. Do not believe whatever bullshit is being fed through the internet right now, that all of these test screenings are like 100% of the people coming out of test screenings think that this movie is the greatest thing that DC has ever. Do not believe that shit.
No.
This movie's going to be fucking garbage, bro. Just like everything else DC has put out, and they've just spent too much money on it to scrap it with all the bullshit that came out about Ezra Miller. And yet, you know, my man Jonathan Majors getting all this shit for less than half of what Ezra Miller did. So, you know, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, I'm just saying I'm probably not going to see Flash until it hits HBO Max. Or actually, now it's going to be just called Max. Did you see that?
No, I did not see that. They're just changing the Max.
They're rebranding their little streaming service. It's no longer HBO Max. They're now just calling it Max.
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 Okay, Max.
Yeah,
right,
like
Max,
the dude from the Goofy movie, Max.
Max Payne.
Yeah. So yeah. So Vinyl Dragon says, "Nah, brother. Christopher Nolan's set of Batman was excellent." What? We're not even talking. What are you talking about? We're not talking about the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, bro. Jesus Christ.
I love the Dragon.
What?
That's my boy.
We're talking about the current DC universe.
On Xbox too, so you know we're gonna be gaming some of these times. That's gonna be fun. I can't wait to listen to this dude tell some crazy stories.
Oh yeah, dude, he was telling me some shit the other day about his Walmart shenanigans.
Yeah, same. He was telling me something.
Oh, I'm sorry. Vinyl Dragon said, "I said DC only puts out trash." Excuse me. Recently, the DC universe is all trash. I'm sorry, I needed to correct that. Yes, the Christopher Nolan trilogy was good to a certain extent. However, I think certain things could have been changed about the final two movies. That would.
I was gonna say the same thing. Yeah, the final two movies, especially the Bane one. That one was like, it's not a bad movie, but it has huge flaws.
Yeah. So trash. All right. So
trash.
The last thing I wanted to say was that I was perusing Disney Plus earlier this morning and saw that all of these Sony Spider-Man movies are now on Disney Plus. So it looks like Sony and Marvel did finally actually strike that deal. And you can now stream the Disney the Sony Spider-Man movies on Disney, which is pretty awesome. So
all of them, all three iterations of Spider-Man are up there?
I'm pretty sure. So I know for sure that like the Homecoming and Far From Home, and I think the No Way Home. I think those were on there.
Okay.
But yeah, I didn't like go searching for the other ones, but like that just came up right when I opened Disney Plus. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So Sony did one thing correct in that aspect, but I think they're also trying to build hype, obviously, for the Spider-Verse movie. So their timing is nothing short of positive.
Of course.
Final Dragon says it's okay, bro. That early Alzheimer's has started to kick in for you. Oh, okay. That's where we're taking it already. Okay, all right. Let's see
we going there. Yeah.
Rob, what's going on, Rob? It says apparently this new Flash movie doesn't focus on how fast he can run, but how fast he can switch genders.
Yes.
I did not expect that to be the comment. That shit is hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah, he's gender fluid, so yeah. And we know Flash.
Yeah, barely.
Flash. Vinyl Dragon says no, they were not. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking.
He just says no, they were not. No, what was not?
I'm assuming maybe he's talking about some of the Spider-Man movies. Maybe he's saying some of all three isn't up there. Maybe
the
that's
Spidey Disney. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So there you go. I thought it was though.
Okay.
Oh, it's just Homecoming. Only Homecoming? I thought I saw the other two. Maybe I'm just going crazy. I thought I was breezing through because I was trying to watch something else. Anyway, I was going to watch the Fantastic Four cartoon while I was uploading books this morning. So I just put on the old, like the 1994 Fantastic Four, like that classic shit.
That is that classic shit.
Yeah. And so, the first and the second, but not the third. Oh, okay. So I did see multiple. I was like, man, I could have sworn I seen like different Spider-Man movies, but maybe I'm just going. Maybe that Alzheimer's really is hitting me. I don't know. That's great. That's crazy. I'll just jump off the roof then. You know what I mean?
I think that's a little. Wait, hold on. We got the old Thomas, and are we jumping off the roof already? I mean,
yeah, bro. I ain't suffering through that shit. Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? While I'm still able to function, I'm gonna put a bullet in my head if that shit happens.
I was gonna say because if you jump off your roof, it's a huge possibility you're gonna just live that. It hurt. That's probably not the best way to go.
There's only 2 stories, and I'm fucking.
I was gonna say
I gotta find something else. I'm finding something else.
Like breaks his arm and leg because he falls awkwardly, but he still lives it. Now you gotta suffer through that.
I got a straight head dive if I'm doing only from the second story. You know what I mean?
You just crack your skull open. They get you to the hospital. Now you got to deal with a concussion. I'm not going to sit here and give you ideas how to op yourself. Anyway,
bro, trust me, we got the shotgun. It's all good. If I don't want to do it, it's gonna get done.
We don't condone.
I got long arms. I can hit that trigger. You know what I mean? With it in my mouth.
All right.
I know Kurt Cobain, by the way, did not have long arms. So
with a trigger. Did you watch that Cyberpunk?
Huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We can talk about Kurt Cobain. How we get on?
Yeah, because we talk about guns and stuff. You watch the Cyberpunk? No.
Yeah. Nah, dude. I just told you I was watching Fantastic Four 1994 cartoon while I was uploading books this morning. Did it sound like I said I was watching Cyberpunk 2077 while I was uploading books this morning? No, it did not.
First off, bitch, you better understand it's Cyberpunk Edge Runners, all right? You gonna watch who you talking to. You talking to Black Santa, all right? You ain't talking to Chris. You talking to Chris, you can do that. You talking to Black Santa, you better understand. You don't get to do that. No one talks to Black Santa that way. You revere me.
Final Dragon says I'm gonna bring you some Inshore for the next comic show. Hey, Ken's in the house. What's up, Ken? Ken says, hey, guys, like the show. We'll turn it on next week when I'm working at home. Ken, we're not going to be on next week, unfortunately, because I'm traveling to Florida. But we do appreciate you, and we'll be on the following week. So Tuesdays at 9, we're here.
In that one, man.
Yeah, tune in for that one.
In that next one.
Because I will, hopefully, by that point, because I'll have 2 weeks this time. I didn't get a chance to see Guardians yet, but hopefully at that point, we're going to go in-depth on Guardians. Maybe even Ant-Man. I don't know if Ant-Man's going to hit Disney Plus by then. When is Ant-Man hitting Disney Plus?
And I don't know if anybody's even going to care about Ant-Man.
I just want to trash talk it, though.
Oh, we can definitely trash talk it. That's going to be fun, but definitely can't. Please tune in a couple of weeks. It's going to be think of it like a world premiere for season 2, even though, I don't know. Ant-Man is hitting Disney Plus tomorrow. Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
We'll talk
Ant-Man's
trash
hitting
about
Disney
Ant-Man.
Plus tomorrow. Well, yeah, then we'll definitely we're going to talk about Ant-Man and we're going to talk about Guardians next. Not next week, the week after. So next
Yeah,
time.
we'll talk about that.
I'm flying. So this weekend, I'm setting up in 2 different cities, one on Saturday and one on Sunday. So I'll be in Asheville on Saturday and Greensboro on Sunday. Then on the following Wednesday, I'm flying down to Palm Beach and picking up basically a storage unit collection, loading it into this 26-foot U-Haul, driving it back to here and putting it into my own storage unit. And so I'm going to be, this is business security, it's job security for the next year for me. So that means one more year of podcast, baby. Hell yeah. So we're doing that. So that's kind of what this next week-ish is going to be very insane for me. So we're not doing the podcast next week, but we will be doing the podcast the week after. We're going to be talking about Guardians. We're going to talk about Ant-Man. We're going to be talking about Vinyl Dragon and his shank. I don't even know what the fuck inspired that comment. Sure.
I don't even know what that one is.
He's losing his mind. I swear to God. Ken says, I got a theory that it's impossible to make a good Fantastic Four movie. It's cursed. Oh no. Is this in light of the Adam Driver casting announcement, as well as the bitch from Wolf of Wall Street and Barbie? Margot Robbie. I think she was confirmed as well.
That's a good one, though. That is an interesting thing. Is the Fantastic Four curse? Is it impossible to make an actual good one?
No, it's not impossible. It is not impossible. Like, the movies go back to fucking 1960. The comics go back to 1962, bro. There are so many stories.
The hell, they're called Marvel's First Family for a reason, right?
Yeah. So it's like, no, it's not impossible to make a good story. You have 60 years of source material to build one story.
Yeah.
60 years of stories to build one story. It is not like if you made a good fucking Avengers movie, which had more characters, then you can make a good fucking Fantastic Four movie. God. And we have Namor now, so we can even have the whole like Namor wanting to fuck Sue storyline going on. I'm telling you, dude, and Doctor Doom Doctor Doom wanted to fuck Sue for sure, too.
What's funny about it, in different versions, he did get to fuck a Sue.
Yeah.
He fucked different versions of Sue.
Dude, in certain stories, there was even an Eiffel Tower going on with Doctor Doom and Namor, and they were just high-fiving while Sue was in between them.
I don't remember reading that one.
Oh, I must have read the wrong story.
I think you read that Pornhub one. But hey, you know what? Considering each of these different Sues was different Sues, it wasn't. I guess it's not technically the main Marvel Sue. Maybe there was a different Sue that happened on. I don't know.
Hey Juan, what's up? What's going on, Juan? DP Cars and Comics. He actually just sold me a whole bunch of books recently, so I appreciate you. He's in the house. What's going on? I appreciate you. Ken says, I think so, but it's just some characters don't translate to real life screen. You could say that about a lot of Marvel characters, though. Which character in particular doesn't translate well? I'm curious. I'm honestly curious. I'm not trying to call you out or anything. I'm just like, what character from Fantastic Four does not translate well to screen? Vinyl Dragon says, Comics, I'm bringing you a coupon for First Alert. It's called Life Alert, first of all, you motherfucker. This motherfucker, I swear to God, I
just love the between you two. I love it.
I know it. Ken says, I want a good FF movie. Bad, they just jack it up every time. Yeah, to be fair, Fantastic Four has only released under Fox up until this point. Fox had X-Men and Fantastic Four. And they made X-Men and X-Men 2. They were good.
That was great.
X-Men First Class was good.
That was great.
Yeah, but all the Wolverine movies sucked. And X-Men 3 definitely sucked. And the Phoenix movie definitely sucked. Apocalypse definitely sucked.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they didn't have a good track record. I mean, if you talk about the time period, I mean, the first Fantastic Four movie released in like early 2000s. We're talking about like 2003-ish, 4-ish, right? For the time, the first Fantastic Four movie was okay.
It was alright. It wasn't the worst.
It was, yeah. It wasn't like, oh my god.
It wasn't as good as the Spider-Man first movie, obviously.
Facts. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't like you're not sitting there like I couldn't make it through this movie.
Right. Yeah. It's not like fucking X-Men 3, which is like, this is just, what the fuck is this?
Right. So I don't think it's impossible to make a decent Fantastic Four movie. I just think that it's just been under the wrong hands for
because James, your favorite fucking movie is Fantastic Four with the Silver Surfer.
Stop it.
He's going through the building.
Bro.
That's like your favorite scene. I remember you loved it so much you cried.
I did. I did cry, but it was not because I loved it.
It wasn't because you loved it.
No, it was not. But nothing about that scene makes sense. Where is the source material?
And he's able to use cosmic powers, and he can go through TVs. He can go through buildings and TVs if he wanted to, I suppose.
And make them bend like that, like it's a fucking like
it's
droplet.
Cosmic powers, bro. It's manipulation, matter manipulation.
Sure. Where is any source material for that? Ever?
I don't fucking know. I'm
when
just saying.
Did they depict Galactus as a cloud?
That was the most disrespectful shit. I was mad as fuck. I was like, is this serious? This is Galactus. Like, that was the most thing I was excited for, to see this dude on, like, big time, like, what? Got a cloud. I was like, oh.
Vinyl Dragon says that Kevin Bacon was really good villain in First Class. I actually really enjoyed First Class. Like, it's up there as one of my favorite X-Men movies that I will still to this day put on and watch.
The sad thing is you don't really have much,
I mean, yeah, you don't have a lot of great X-Men movies.
Yeah,
but X-Men First Class I thought was a super, super solid movie. I really enjoyed it.
And I think X-Men Origin or Wolverine Origins could have been good, but their depiction, and I'm not even like the greatest Deadpool fan, but that crap with Deadpool at the end was the dumbest thing ever. Yeah, the merc with the mouth. They were trying to be funny. It wasn't funny. You don't tape Deadpool's mouth up. Like, you don't, that's stupid.
Yeah.
And then you gave him weird power.
They massacred Gambit.
Using optic blast and shit. He's not Wolverine.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, he's not Cyclops. Sorry, he's not Cyclops. Stop it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, and then what they did with Gambit, too, I was just like, all right, this is just...
Oh, yeah. Even though the guy who played Gambit, he was fine. It's just the direction they kind of did, because he was even going to plan on using him for another movie, but obviously that never happened. He's still pissed off to this day about that, too.
About how he never got another chance with Gambit?
Yeah, because they told him and had things working that he was going to play Gambit again.
Oh,
and
I know.
Setting the movies up. So when you get told all this and then it never happens, I'll be kind of pissed too.
Yeah, for sure. Handel Dragon says,
nah, you ain't the guy.
Comics, he said the first Fantastic Four was the greatest and that Roger Corman was a pioneer. Yeah, I did say that. I did. You got me on that one. I'm on tape saying that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I said that you could make it through the movie. All right. Mainly because Jessica Alba has a naked scene. And, that's cool.
She has a naked scene in that?
Yeah, like when she's first discovering her powers.
Like a full naked scene? Like her breast is actually showing?
No.
Or is it a panty and bra scene?
No, she's naked. You just don't she covers herself. She's like lying on the sidewalk, naked. You don't remember this?
No, I'm starting to remember. I was just like, I don't remember seeing her breast though. So I was like,
yeah. So like she goes invisible, and then she's like, oh, but people can still see my clothes. So she takes off her clothes, and then like she comes back into sight. So she like drops to the ground or whatever, and she like covers herself. So you see that she's naked, but like you just see her from the side or whatever.
Yeah, okay, all right. I remember.
And then she like goes back to being invisible or whatever.
I was about to say, wait a minute, I need to do some research and go back.
But in the unrated version, let me tell you what happens. It's her in between Doctor Doom and Namor.
I don't even remember Namor being in this. I don't even remember Namor being up in this book. Like, I don't know he even showed up.
It's the deleted scene. They're like, oh yeah, It don't
They
make no
was
sense for
testing
Namor
water.
to be here except for just the sexy. And like he uses his wings and her ears and shit. It's weird. I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
Before that deleted scene started, it was like doom, 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 right?
Yeah, I do recall this being in the early days of Pornhub, so it might be.
Now it makes sense. All right, cool.
Vinyl Dragon says that guy who played Gambit didn't get the deal because he had so many top roles in films that failed, like John Carter and I think Battleship. Oh, I didn't know that actually.
Ooh,
so let's see. Who played Gambit? Wolverine. The guy's name was Taylor Kitsch. So Taylor Kitsch, what was his IMDb? Let's see. He is a Canadian actor.
Yep.
He was in Battleship, that is correct. So John Carter. Yeah, so he did he accepted some roles that didn't work out so well for him.
Yeah. And you know how Hollywood is, bro. They look at that and like, nah, not gonna use it.
Good call, Vinyl Dragon. That was
solid.
That's spot on. If he was failing on those, they were probably like, let's not green light. I mean, it's just another reason why they wouldn't green light a Gambit solo film for him. If he's not pulling in numbers at the box office as it is, then why would you why would you take another gamble on Gambit?
Why do it? I mean, no need to.
No need. Nah. All right. I think we're at the pretty much at the end here. We appreciate y'all hanging out. Again, hit that like button for us, whether you're live or on the replay. We appreciate it. We will not be on next week, but the week after we will be on and going into crazy detail about Ant-Man and Guardians, because I will get to the theaters, goddammit. I will see it. So we're going to have a good time. We appreciate y'all. As always, stay villainous and
fuck the Fantastic Four.